What's up, guys? This is Art from Killer Wax. Today we're going to talk about the Mini Clay Cloth from the Clay Cloth Company in United Kingdom. Just going to show you right now, just a second here. Alright, this guy right here is called the Mini Clay Cloth from the Clay Cloth Company. You know this, guys, I don't know if you guys using a clay bar before. This is a clay mitt or a clay towel, mini towel. They're about the size of my hand. My hand's pretty big. Let me see, just a second here. Look like 8 inches, 7 3/4 by 6 3/4. Anyways, this here I use a lot. This has a microfiber on the back, and it has clay on the other side. Good part about this clay cloth here is if you drop it, focus. I'm trying to focus. If you drop it, you just have to stick it in the bucket and rinse it off. You don't have to throw it away. This whoopsie, fail, cut, action. Anyways, this takes the contamination out of the paint. What contamination is after you wash your car, you rub your hand on it and you'll hear like I'll try to duplicate it with this. You'll hear a noise like that or something like that with the contamination stuck on your paint. And a lot of people put wax on top of that. You know, people don't know, so you'll go and wash your car. You can use whatever product you want, but the contamination don't go away unless you take it out. There's a way you can either compound it, buff it out to get that out, but it'll take you forever. One of the guys over here at Clay Cloth Company in the UK, we do a lot of business with them. They bring us phenomenal products. You know, they specialize in this type of material. And so you guys know, clay, the UK is a few years advanced from us here in the United States. So they release all the cool stuff out there. They sell a lot of our Killer Wax products out there in the UK. So big props to them. Clay Cloth Company out of the UK. But anyways, I'm getting back into this. This here is you have to get one of these if you're a car guy or whatever. It's good on motorcycles or what you hear people use clay lube, or I just use soap and water. You know, I squirt soap on this side and I just dip it in a bucket and I go to town. Usually do it after I wash the car. I'll hit it with the clay cloth, and it removes the contamination in the paint. So looking at contamination in a paint through a microscope, it looks like I want to say like if you were to break a glass and get a little sliver in your finger, you know, you can't really see it, but you could feel it. Basically, it's kind of the same with the contamination stuck in the clear. You need something to pull it out. So this is like the tweezers to take the contamination out of the paint. I know we don't have time to sit here with a magnifying glass and look at all the little particles, but a lot of people want that glass type finish. When you rub your hand on it, the people you hear say, oh, it's smooth or whatever. It's not the wax is doing that. You have to take the contaminants out of the paint. So for the wax to last, you need to take the contaminations out, because like I said, that little like sliver of glass in your finger, this stuff is stuck in the paint. You wax over it, so basically you're just covering up that contamination. So picture it like glass, okay? Just like me putting the lotion over the top of that that sliver of glass stuck in my finger, it's not going to do anything. You know, it's actually just causing a barrier over it. Now, contamination in the paint, what that will do, it'll cause your paint to start pitting. So if you don't take the contamination out and wax it, what happens, you'll start seeing little pits in the paint. So you'll see pockets. If you look at it in the microscope, you'll see little pockets which have already affected the clear. So particles stuck in the clear will start eating through it. So you'll start seeing look like little pits in your paint. You're wondering, where the heck did I get that from? So this helps remove those little pits, and eventually those little pits can turn into chips, and it could turn into rust because it's actually eaten through the clear. So what you want to do is you want to take that off. New cars come with it, so don't think just because you have a new car you don't have it on there. Wash your car and then dry it, and then touch it with the palm of your hand. Open your palm of hand. People say use a bag or whatever. I mean, you're not going to scratch your paint with the palm of your hand. But rub your hand on it, and if it makes a noise, noise, that's the contamination that needs to be removed out of the paint. So you don't want to wax on top of that, because that's not going to give you a smooth finish. I mean, our wax is made to make your car shine, and I mean, it'll shine, but you won't get that slick feeling. So to get the slick feeling, start off with the clay towel. They also have a clay mitt. There's some on its way here to the United States, so we should have some shortly. They're not that expensive, so I mean, once you guys see them on our website, I would recommend for you guys to pick one up. It's a must-have thing, you know. Clay bars, there's big name companies that sell them in a box at big name stores, which I'm not going to say, and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Those are not really that great. I mean, they're just, to me, they're way too soft, and they don't remove anything. You'll be there for a month trying to get stuff out. They do it for two reasons. One, to be cheap. The other reason is for the end user to be simple, and you know. So I've used them before. When I first started detailing, I used those, and that's all I could find. Then I went to the industrial bars from the paint shops that, I mean, you could find really, I mean, some of the bars are running like $60. I've always used a good bar, clay bar, until I was introduced to this. And, you know, honestly, I don't think I ever go back to a clay bar unless I absolutely have to. I mean, there's some clay bars that are, they have a heavier compound in them, so they're more abrasive. But that's only like if somebody got oversprays on a car or something that I have to really get down and dirty with. I'd use a heavy clay bar. But if you're just detailing and you want to get your paint smooth and looking good, I recommend you get yourself a clay towel from the Clay Cloth Company. There's a lot of people out there that are trying to imitate them, but these guys here have sent me samples time and time, and I do my testing on them. And this is like my wallet, man. I don't leave home without it. This is my baby. It's just the perfect size, I think, for doing. I mean, there's some they have that are a little bit bigger, but to me, like, I like to be in control. So when it's on the paint, my hand, as you guys can see, will cover the whole thing. So I just use my open palm like this, and then go back and forth. They're not really hard to use. You just got to make sure that the towel is lubricated well. So you can either use a lube, our Pinstripe Pink, our Orange Pop works fine with it, or Foamzilla soap is what I use on it. Just to, I like my towel soapy, so I just go back and forth just like I'm washing the car. I'll try to give you an example here. I'm going to spray this down so you guys can see. Just kind of give you an idea on how to use it. You want your surface really wet. Okay, so I'll take that and then I'll spray the towel. All right. So I'm just going to take my palm of my hand and I'm just going to go back and forth. But you can even hear it cleaning the glass. You know, it picks up all that loose grime or whatever is stuck in there. But this is how you do it. You just want to make sure it's smooth, that it don't stick. If it sticks, that means you don't have enough lube on the clay towel. So make sure it's lubed well. Like I said, I use soap and water. You can use either the detail sprays on it. I just feel, you know, once I'm washing it, I might as well just, I mean, because the soapy bucket's already there. So if you have a bucket grill or whatever you call those things, use that. I just use the soapy water. Like I said, make sure that the towel is lubed up, and make sure you're not doing it when the temperature's hot. You don't want to do that, because this tends, it's almost like a rubberish type of coating on there. You don't want it to start melting on the car. I know there's some, you know, out here in California, our weather's, you know, we get pretty hot sometimes, and the cars do too as well. So dang, my car don't want to stick there. You guys like the mustache that my workers put on my computer? Jeez, look at that card. Anyways, back to the clay cloth. We are waiting for some to come in. Once you guys see it, like I said, once again, pick yourself one up. It's worth every dollar. I'm not sure. I think ours are going to go for 12 to 15 bucks for this mitt here. And I'll be honest with you, you can get a lot of washes with this thing. I'm talking maybe 100 or so. So a clay bar, you know, a good clay bar, what I used to do is cut the clay bar in 4 pieces, and I would put them in a bag, and I would use a piece at a time. But if you drop the clay bar, you got to throw it away. There's no going around it. So basically, you're talking a clay bar will probably last you 4 to 5 cars. And my clay, like I said, my clay bars that I used were from the paint store, and they ran about 60 bucks a bar. You do the math, you know, these are like 12 to 15 bucks. We still haven't decided on the price yet until they get here, but this here is 100 washes at least. I mean, if you take care of it, what I do is once I wash the car, you want to dry the microfiber in the back, so just leave it out to dry, and then I just kind of put it up, you know, put it in my bag. Again, you don't want to get stuff on it, so you just put it away. But you can do your glass as well, your windshield, your side glasses. Do this before you wax, you guys. So what happens is the contamination that's stuck in the paint doesn't allow the wax to stick as well. So if we're talking a wax, you know, like our cream waxes usually last around 3 months or so. A paste wax could probably do like 6 months to 8 months. That's if it's clayed. That way the contaminations are out. If it's not, you know, you're talking maybe a month, you know, a couple months on the paste. But I mean, I'd love your business. I wish you guys would buy wax from us, but it will take less wax. You don't have to wax as much because your contaminations are gone. So now the wax is bonding to the clear. You want the wax to bond to the clear so it can last longer. So it builds like a shield. Otherwise, you're bonding to the contamination, which ain't gonna hold the paint. It's not gonna hold the wax. So there you guys go, Clay Cloth Company. This is called a Mini Clay Towel, and we're hoping to have some here back in stock again. I mean, they go pretty fast. Wonderful product. This is what I use when I detail these little mini cloths, and you guys seen my work. And to get that killer shine, I recommend one of these first before you do put the wax on, because that's going to give you the clarity in the wax as well, so it'll look like glass. So once again, Killer Wax here with the mini clay towel from the Clay Cloth Company. You guys see, it's perfect size for your hand. It's a good cloth. It'll last a long time. So stay tuned. Keep watching. Keep liking our page. Like us on Instagram. Spread the word. I appreciate all your guys' business and time. Keep it killer waxing. Peace.